Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, my beautiful people. It's Mr. Light and Love here, Eddie Pabone, your host with the Leche We Are podcast, coming to bring you some love, energy, community healing, and empowerment on this beautiful Sunday. Every day alive and above ground is a good day to be alive, right? But life is full of unexpected twists and turns. And today I kind of wanted to talk about that. So there will be no guest today. I didn't plan that. I would have loved to have had a guest, right? But unforeseen circumstances pull people in different directions, right? And that's just life. It's a part of the game. So shout out to everyone showing up to opportunities. Shout out to you for joining me on this live today. I hope that you're feeling well. I know that the general consensus, the general sort of consciousness, if you will, is a little uneasy, to say the least. People are feeling rocky. People are feeling anxious, right? We're in the middle of a pandemic. There's all the shit that life had going on before the pandemic came into the mix. Um, then there's this politics stuff, which to me is just like a big giant soap opera. Uh, you can either choose to subscribe and tune into that channel, right, or not. I have my little chime here. So for those of you who have never been on one of my mindfulness hikes or practice with me, my chime I use as like sort of an affirming tool, if you will, or something that's when truth has been spoken. Let me give it some vibrational energy. Uh, so I will be hitting that today a couple of times over. But I wanted to come on and give y'all some love. So if nobody has told you today, I love you. All right. I hope that you're loving yourself. I hope that you're giving yourself credit because this thing that we've been handed called life isn't easy to navigate sometimes. That's just the reality of it. You know, I'm always a big practicer of a practitioner of mindfulness and everything meditation. I love the growth aspect of and the self-help aspect of being able to sort of like turn everything else off and tune into yourself for a moment, recharge your own batteries, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But um, mainly what I really want to stress today is that things don't always work out when they're supposed to, but they work out how they're supposed to, right? And it, what do I mean? So what I mean is, I'll give you a perfect example. I had a class scheduled for last week, and I was really excited about this class, and so I'm like prepping for it. And I usually, thank you. You have a great day as well. I usually prep for anything that I'm doing with a meditation. Like I meditated before doing this, and I was meditating, and I go to stretch right out of the meditation. I'm not even going to do it, but this arm just popped right out of place, and I wound up having to go to the emergency room to get it relocated. My arm is fine. I'm healing up well. I still can't like stretch comfortably, but I was devastated, and never mind the like levels of pain that I was going through, but it was really more so about my inability to perform or my inability to show up for people that I committed to showing up for. And it was a sense of powerlessness, but also a sense of insight that there was so much insight that was gained from that experience, in that there are just some times that you are not meant to be in a certain space. That is okay. There are times where you want to show up but you can't. That is okay. Everything will flow when it is supposed to. I'm not the weaver of time and magic here, but I do know my life experience has shown me time and time again that we're supported by something else. Um, you can call it spirit guides, your higher self, God, some people call it, right? The universe, whatever it is you identify with. We all have that universal support and we're all connected to it in our own ways. So when you know that and things don't work out, then you kind of like given this comfort that what is working out is supposed to happen. Sometimes people are trying to get somewhere, for example, right? And you're like stuck in traffic and you're like, fuck, I need to get there, I need to get there, I need to get there. Turns out, there was a major explosion up ahead, and had you been there, you would have been in that explosion, right? Or you could have been in a car accident, or whatever could have happened had you not been where you are, stuck in traffic. And this is a minor example, but I see this all the time. Like, life puts you where you're supposed to be, not necessarily where you want to be. Um, and like, I had a guest plan for today, and she wasn't able to come on. I love her so much, but I was so disappointed. Like, oh, you have so much value to bring to, people. She has so much leche, um, and here I am by myself. So this week has been a very humbling week. It's been a week of insight and sort of like just reflecting on the realities that things happen the way they should, not necessarily the way we want them to. So remember that. Also, I want to talk about opportunities, and how it's a two-pronged sort of like approach to opportunity. One is asking yourself, right? Like, how many times have you ever self-sabotaged? And this is not for you to type in the comments unless you want to, but really just sort of like a self-assessment. How many times have you had an opportunity in life and you threw it to shit, because you were too scared, because you didn't think you were prepared, because you didn't think you deserved it, the timing wasn't right, um, fear, right? How many times have you stopped yourself from stepping into an opportunity or a prospect because you didn't know what the outcome was going to be? A lot of us do this, and it's something that I noticed myself doing a lot in the past, and I've sort of worked to my way through lots of meditation and lots of mantras, to navigating into a different mindset whenever opportunities popped up. But for me, back in the day, if you had said, "Hey, Eddie, come on my podcast," or something, I would have been like, starting to almost recite in my mind why I couldn't go on the podcast. Um, so, and which is a complete contrast to where I think now, right? I mean, I'm ready. Like, let's go. Like, I want to, yeah, sure. Let's jump on a podcast. Let's chop it up. Love to meet and new people and talk about different things and experience life. But my position is coming from a place of love now, right? Whereas before, my position was coming from a place of fear. So if you're watching this and you have an opportunity on the table, I would say to you, take it, try it. Um, Life is experience, and all experience is good. It's not bad. If something doesn't work out, it just means that there was something there that wasn't for you. But and there's an experience attached to that, an association that is growing. That is something that will help your spirit to grow into a better place, to manifest more understanding, maybe more empathy, and maybe sparing you from something that was brutal, right? I mean, I know people that I used to, back in the day, like in my 20s, like how I would like be crushing on someone and be thinking like, I wish I could have that person. And then, years pass and I see that person in another relationship, married and happy, and still like low key jealousy coming up, like, that could have been me, if only they would have seen I was the one for them. And then you see that this partner that they're with is like fucking miserable, and they're like they have domestic violence, and there's all these things that are going on in that relationship, and you're like, I'm spared from that, right? Like, maybe I wasn't supposed to be with that person because they would have been like abusive or not conducive to my growth. Everything is about growing, folks. If you are not growing, you are getting old. That's it, right? Hopefully, we're growing up. We're not getting older. A lot of us are getting older. We got old. We never grew up. We know these people. We see these people. Everyone has one of them in our family. Uh, but take notice of the times that you have opportunity and give yourself opportunity to seize those opportunities. Definitely do that, because you will thank yourself later. There's so much to life, and oftentimes we live in our little bubble that is our mindset. And we tend to have fixed mindsets about a lot of things. It's just the human condition, it's a part of the experience. So don't beat yourself up, give yourself some credit, and know that you're doing your best. Always do your best. Try to expand your consciousness to seize opportunities as they arise. And when things go left, don't beat yourself up. Don't, get in a rut or catch a fit. It's just the way things are working out in the moment. I love my coffee. So, it's early. I have to have at least 2 cups of coffee a day. I love coffee. I'm working it out. Um, Another thing, speaking about this whole fear and anxiety around opportunity. When opportunities arise, seize them, but also, please, please, I love you so much. Do the work on yourself so that you are prepared to seize opportunity when it arises. I just finished talking about maybe not, coming up to opportunity, but I'll say this: life has a funny way of throwing you bones when you least expect it. And that support I was talking about, that universal energy, the spirit guide, your angels, whatever you identify with, is always ready to feed you what you want. You are the manifester of your reality. And that may be too deep for this podcast or for you right now, but I'm gonna just say this: you have the ability to manifest your own reality. So how you think is gonna dictate how you operate. And so if we can change that thinking, we can start to paint the picture of our reality differently. But if you call on abundance and abundance comes into your life when you are not ready to receive it, you will do exactly what I just spoke about. You will, maybe I shouldn't, or I'm not good enough yet, or later, and you'll put it off. And that's where you'll miss your opportunity. The universe is giving you what you're asking for. A lot of times I see it all the time. I see people, I wish I had a job, I wish I had a job, I wish I had a job. No specifics, just I wish I had a job. Job opportunity comes up. I don't want that job. It's like, but you asked for it, right? So now be more specific. What kind of a job do you want? Are you prepared for that? If not, go take a class, study something. YouTube is like school nowadays. You could like learn anything on YouTube, right? Research the topic, educate yourself on what it is that you want to be doing. That will bring your abundance. But if you want to hit the finish line running, and the first thing you do is hit the finish line, then when all those interviews and all those things start to come, are you prepared for that? Are you ready for that spotlight, that attention that comes with achieving your goal? And the responsibility that comes with it. Folks, there is no button flip. I want to be totally real with you right now. There's no switch that you can hit that's going to make you get rich just like this in 60 seconds and millions are there, and then you just have nothing to do and you just go spend your money. It's not how this works. There's a lot of work that is associated with a progression and growth, and a lot of work that's put into wealth, building your own wealth and abundance, and a lot of responsibility that's associated with it. I am working from morning to night, and I'm using the bathroom, taking a shit, piss, bath, whatever, like thinking about my next move and processing and absorbing while balancing living my life, right? I'm Eddie. I'm not just the meditation coach guy or any of the things that I do. I am also a human being. A lot of us are so busy doing. We're not being, and it's a good thing to balance. Um, but put time and effort into your growth. You know what you need to be doing for yourself. Ask yourself, if you're not doing that, why? Why aren't you making moves? What external force are you putting in front of or ahead of your happiness? And they're all external forces. The reality is, you have the opportunity to tap into yourself, ladies and gentlemen, and feel good. Be energetic, be alive, be happy, be at peace with yourself. You are creative energy. You are light and love. You have so much potential, and you have to chase that. Otherwise, you'll be blindsided by fear, anxiety, depression, limited thinking, low vibrational energy, and your life force won't grow into its true potential. And a lot of you are asking, which way do I go? I get this question a lot. So I got my little notes here because I tend to go off into the nether worlds of mindfulness. But which way do I go? What's my purpose, right? That's a very good question. And only you can find the answer to that. Um, Nobody just kind of knows where to go in life. It's okay if you don't know where you're going. It's okay If you're still trying to figure it out, give yourself credit. Did you have examples of people who knew what they wanted to do right away? Or did you have examples of people who didn't do anything, right? What were your foundational values and morals that you lived through, that you experienced, that built who you are? And another question people ask, how do I quiet the mind? You don't. You don't. So I want to address this because this is a big one. A lot of people are like, oh, I want to meditate, but I just can't quiet my mind. My mind is too noisy. Guess what? That's normal. That's why you're going to try to meditate. You're noticing. Good job. You're noticing how batshit crazy your mind is. Um, yes, I just said that. Your mind is batshit crazy. Here's the good news. You are not your mind. You are the observer of the mind. Yes. So everyone, you're not alone. I want you to know this. We're all keeping it together on the outside, but on the inside, there's a lot of noise upstairs. You have your brain is constantly, your mind is constantly trying to find a place of comfort. And no matter how much comfort you find, there's always a place of discomfort that follows. It is a natural balance of life. What do I mean? I'm hungry. So the mind says, well, if I just get some food, I'll feel better. And then you go and you eat and you feel better. And then a few hours pass and you're hungry again. And so this is like this never ending process of I need, I want, let me go get, let me go give, let me go, And so you have to really just acknowledge that your mind is the human condition. It is a part of the human condition. You are not necessarily literally crazy. Your mind can feel that way though, and that's okay. Give yourself some credit. Pat yourself on the back. You don't need a straitjacket and you don't need heavy medication. Very, very few people do. Uh, you are experiencing what it's like when the mind is trying to find balance for itself, trying to find things that make you feel good. There's a constant, struggle between being a moral, being, having values and morals that are with respect to societal standards and your own family systems and structures, your own community, but then also trying to fill your own innate primitive human nature and needs, eating, sex, the wanting to go buy things, and just experiencing life. So why am I saying this? If you're feeling like the monkey mind, if you're feeling like your mind is all over the place, if you're feeling like you can't just get it together, try to practice some stillness and just notice it. Don't judge yourself for it. Meditation and mindfulness practice is literally the act of noticing how you feel as things arise, as things happen. Something happens, you have a thought, you have a feeling, and then not judging people or yourself, not reacting, but just going, that's upsetting. Why is that upsetting? Do I have to get upset? How will I feel if I get upset? Does it feel good to be upset? For some of us, it's yes. I will challenge you to challenge that perspective. Does it feel good to be toxic? Does it feel good to be on a low vibration? It doesn't. I mean, it's not healthy for you. A lot of health conditions are caused from stress. Stress is one of the number one killers. We're always looking at COVID-19 and everything else as like something to avoid, but we really don't address our own mental health and wellness, which is like the main thing that is driving the car. It's like your GPS system of your life. Um, so pay attention to your thoughts and notice if it's serving you or not. If it's not serving you, there's some work to be done. And I can almost guarantee you, if you're listening to this, there's some work to be done. And that's okay. You're human. Give yourself some credit, but practice mindfulness. You don't ever quiet your mind. You just notice how noisy it is, and then you start to ease up on yourself. And you don't have to react so much. Imagine if you had a friend that was always walking around just talking to you, just nonstop. Uh, Look at that person across the street. Oh, they're tall. Ah, that black hat they're wearing. And that car looks nice. And the dog is walking. That's a nice dog. It's nice outside. I'm kind of hungry. And it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Eventually you'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like you'd be like, like I can't deal with you labeling and judging everything constantly all the time. Like, okay, why do you need this chatter? You don't need it. It is just the human mind. So start to make that mind, the voice of the mind, your friend. Start to do the work to reprogram it, which actually leads me into a couple other things, and then I'll let you all go. Uh, this is the second anniversary of The Sun Will Rise in December. I want to say thank you so much to every single person who has picked up a copy of my book, to every single person who listens to these podcasts, to who shows up to my events, who comes out to the meditation hikes, who participates in my programs, every single person who shows love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You don't understand how grateful I am for the messages of support that I receive, for the thousands of people who have reached out and said, you inspire me. I love you. You know, you're fucking awesome, and all the great things you have all said. You have made my days in so many different ways, and you have inspired me to keep going. I'm human. I experience pain like other people. I have a lot of trauma from the past that it's never ending work. When you have trauma that you've experienced, and most of us have, then you have a lot of work to do, right? Life isn't just a big old cream pie with cherry on top. You gotta yes, there's grit to it, right? There's extra work to be done. But you are also ahead of the game when you experience stuff. You have resiliency that makes you stronger and more capable of taking things in as they come in. The Sun Will Rise in December has been a journey, 2 years, and I went from thinking I would be ridiculed and people would reject the thought of me writing a book to wow, I have 5-star reviews across the board. Everyone loves the book. The emotions people are feeling, like they felt it. Like I poured my heart into it, and like when you pick up the book and you read it, you feel that. I'm working on 2 more books, and it's a slow process because I have so many other things going on. I do give it time in life, and I do believe in quality over quantity. I've had opportunities and offers to join other people in book ventures and co-author things, and I could have done like a quick fix just for the shits and giggles of being, a multi-published author. But there's no need to do that. There's no need to rush. I think everything in due time. And again, quality over quantity. So I want to continue to give you all value and bring you things that are meaningful from the heart, not just because I can. You know what I mean? So thank you again to everyone who has purchased The Sun Will Rise in December. It is a story of resiliency, detailing what my life was like growing up in a super shitstorm of trauma. That's all I'll say. There's enough videos of me talking about The Sun Will Rise in December and the synopsis. You can go look those up if you'd like, or you can check out the story at eddiepabon.com. Google reviews and Amazon reviews are amazing. Thank you all again. Thank you. Leche, we are. Leche, we are. Right? Love, energy, community, healing, and empowerment. It is a free platform that is available to everyone. If you want to make the commitment to being a mindfulness practitioner in terms of like just committing to being a better version of you and doing the work, right? Then join up on the community. We give away stuff every month. We have events. We collaborate with Out of There to do mindfulness hike events. Those hikes have been epic. We've continued to sell them out. The individuals who come out love it. Check out outofthere.com for outdoor adventures in the tri-state area and come and join us on a hike. I'd love to meditate with you. I guide folks, and each journey has always been a unique journey, but I've made some really cool friends and some light and lovers for the community. So thank you to everybody who has joined the community. Thank you to people who have shown love about the community. People are always like, Leche, what's that? Leche, like, what is that? Porn? No, it's not porn. It's mind porn. Yes, actually, for me, uh, it's love porn. It's heart porn. Enough about the porn. It is love, energy, community, healing, and empowerment. So why did I call it Leche We Are? Well, it's like wearing love, energy, community, right? But we are, so we are and wear. It was a play on words. If you change the perspective on Leche from milk, right, then you can see the shift. You can see the meditating man in the actual logo itself, and the he's plugging into love, energy, community, right? Everybody's all connected to this web of life. So check out lecheweare.com. Check out the hikes. Come out and join us. Um, we've had rave reviews on it so far. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and I look forward to meditating with you if you choose to join us. And lastly, before I let y'all go, I am really, 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 really excited about this. So, those of you who know me very well, who have been following, you know that I'm doing group coaching now with Jalissa Edwards and Healing from Within, working on individuals who have significant hardship and trauma, just to try to overcome that trauma and rewrite their programming. So, that's been going very well. I love the ladies, I love the participants. They have been so beautifully showing up for themselves, and it's been an emotional journey, but it takes balls, it takes serious strength and courage for you to show up for yourself and to acknowledge when there's work to be done and to be vulnerable. We are for whatever reason not vulnerable, and we're fearful of being vulnerable because it puts us in a place, it gives opportunity for others to take advantage of us or to make us feel uh, exactly that, vulnerable, right? So I have been working on a new program, and it will be launching in January, and I'm really, 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 really excited about that. So I will leave it up to the air. You should comment what you think the program is going to be about. I will say this is going to be a culmination of everything that I have learned, put into a power packed program, ready to put some light and love into you, baby. So, folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for chilling out with me. I have a very like mellow vibe today. I'm still sort of like starting my day. I'm on some Sunday fun day relaxation, having my coffee. Usually we bring on guests to bring some extra energy to the equation, but today I just kind of wanted to touch in with y'all, make you know that when things don't work out, that's okay. That's for you. It's not against you. Know that. Shift the perspective. Perspective is everything. You do have the ability to be more mindful and to be a better version of yourself. Every moment of every day is an opportunity for you to bring your awareness into self, into the moment, and just be present, right? Show up for yourself, show up for the ones you love. Most importantly, show up for the person you see in the mirror, because that's the person that you have to face when no one else is watching. Even when people are watching, you're facing that person constantly. And you have to build a good relationship with who you see in the mirror, because that's the key to success, folks. When you can look in the mirror and say, I love you wholeheartedly, and not feel any kind of way about that, but genuine, you have won most of the battles of life that people don't ever win. So, love yourself. Know that you are limitless light, love, and potentiality. If you liked what anything in this rant of mine for this podcast, then let me know. Show me some love. Comment, subscribe, share it. Tune in next week. Our next guest is going to be Mr. Anthony Parker. He is the producer of Out Loud. Show, and I'm really excited to meet with him. He's a beautiful soul. So we will be doing this again next Sunday at 11 a.m. I love y'all. Show me some love. Peace.